Call to order the Board of Public Safety meeting for Wednesday, March 22nd through 24th, 2020. Can we please rise and pledge the flag? Have a moment of silence for the police officer that was shot in Boulder, Colorado. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Could I have a roll call, please?
Josh Gobert,
Present.
Jim Oltoff, Norm Stick,
Present.
David Villalobos,
Present.
Charlie Caper,
Present.
Ralph Miller,
Present.
William Fisher,
Here.
Todd Wilkenine,
Here.
Carl Berdingham,
Here.
Nick Mauger.
Here. All right, we got a quorum. First thing is public comment. I have to call for public comment 3 times. Public comment once, twice, 3 times. Being none, we'll move over to the approval of minutes from Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
A motion from Mr. Stick. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second from Josh Gobert. Are there any questions regarding the minutes? Being none, we'll have a voice
Roll call.
roll call, please.
Gobert,
Yes.
Oltoff,
Yes.
Stick,
Yes.
Villalobos,
Yes.
Caper,
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Communications, police department.
Board members, we have a few thank you letters, as well as the first thing I want to talk to you about is a certificate of accommodation I'm going to be presenting. On February 16th, 2021, George Rohr of 7210 West 142nd Avenue unexpectedly lost his wife. Our police and fire assisted in getting Mr. Rohr from the residence with the use of Berdan Funeral Home. Later in the day, we were notified by Chaplain Ken Puent, an employee from Berdan's, that he was unable to get in touch with Mr. Rohr at the residence to make the arrangements. Upon their arrival, Corporal Jason Alande assisted in getting inside the residence by way of an open window as Mr. Rohr was laying on the ground. While inside, it was determined that Mr. Rohr would need help in most day-to-day functions, and I asked Corporal Alande to assist him, and especially trying to find next of kin. For the next 10 days, this is directed to him. For the next 10 days, you went to Mr. Rohr's residence every single day, including your off days, to ensure that Mr. Rohr was doing okay at the residence. I was even advised that you guys arranged with the assistance of the Cedar Lake Fire Department to get Mr. Rohr to the funeral for his wife. We had many conversations together with you describing what you were doing for Mr. Rohr, including helping him find his next of kin, to which he had not spoken with for many years. I wanted to extend my sincere gratitude for your tireless work in assisting Mr. Rohr. Your dedication to Mr. Rohr and the citizens of Cedar Lake is commendable. Your actions reflect highly, not only upon yourself, but also the image and reputation of the Cedar Lake Police Department. I have put together a letter of a certificate of commendation for his actions above and beyond the line of duty on February 16th to February 25th. Your unwavering devotion, professionalism, dedication to the service reflected great credit upon yourself. Your actions are in keeping with the highest standards for the Cedar Lake Metropolitan Police Department. This will be awarded to Corporal Jason Alande. While the deputy chief comes over here, please stand also. If it wasn't for Corporal Alande, and specifically also a lady that's in our audience, Ms. Rohr would have had a lot of problems. She was there at least those 10 days, if not even more than the 10 days. Would you say, Mary Jo?
Still there.
Mary Jo is still assisting Mr. Rohr, and her dedication coming from not just her own heart, but what she's doing through the church and continuing to assist Mr. Rohr is absolutely amazing. I recognized her at the town council meeting the last time we were together, and I just want to say a sincere and deep gratitude and thank you for the work that you have done. So thank you very much, Mary Jo.
Thank you.
And this accommodation will stay in personal.
All right, thank you. Good work.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Jason. And today I received a thank you card from Mr. Roy. Which was very, very nice. Okay. Yeah. Next I have a letter accommodation for Corporal Godoy, who could not be here. He's on midnight, so I apologize. This is coming from Deputy Chief Mauger. It's a letter of accommodation for outstanding support and outstanding service provided. On Wednesday, March 17th, 2021, Corporal Godoy responded to an EMS call for a fall injury with dizziness and shortness of breath, assisting the Cedar Lake Fire Department. Corporal Godoy arrived prior to the fire department and evaluated the scene as he always does. The incident has some complexity to it since the on-shift crew was on the opposite end of the district committed to a vehicle accident. Corporal Godoy would now be on scene awaiting the fire department personnel for an extended period of time. At that time of the incident, Corporal Godoy may not have known this and the possibilities of the delay of the ambulance. Corporal Godoy did not hesitate to perform his duties and going above and beyond as witnessed at every incident by the fire department staff in the past. Upon the arrival of myself, Corporal Godoy exited the residence to give me a very thorough update on the patient. I advised him we had mutual aid response, ambulance responding, and I will have to perform patient care myself for an extended period of time. Corporal Godoy said immediately, I'm here to help and the patient however I can. The both of us proceeded inside to start the patient care. Corporal Godoy assisted in bringing my needed equipment to perform my duties. It was decided that the patient needed to be immobilized, moved for a better positioning to perform a full assessment, and for enhanced patient care and comfort. Corporal Godoy assisted in every step and in fact maintained a C-spine for approximately 10 minutes until the arrival of the mutual aid ambulance. Corporal Godoy, I always knew and witnessed your continuous support and service you provide to our community and our department. Please know that without your support and service, I could not have performed all my duties needed for this patient. Further,
Carl. Nice green wood, man.
give us a second. Further, we together were able to make a difference for the patient as his pain scale went down, breathing enhanced, and comfort increased while we waited for additional help. Working so well together without hesitation, I truly believe we made a difference not only to the patient, but also comforting his wife and showing our professionalism. Thank you, as always, for going above and beyond, and I'm proud to serve with you, Deputy Chief Mauger. So that was from Deputy Chief Mauger. He'll be getting a letter from me also from that. I just received that a couple of days ago. This is a letter that I received from a citizen in town. Chief Fisher, my husband and I want to say thank you for the kindness of the Cedar Lake police officer. On February 14th, somewhere around 6 p.m., my husband was in need of an ambulance. After calling 911, the first person to show up was a Cedar Lake police officer. I'm not totally sure, but I believe his name was Miller. Turned out to be Corporal Miller. He talked to my husband and got me to calm down from thinking he was having a stroke. The paramedics showed up soon after and took over. Our driveway is about 90 feet long to the road, and it had snowed that day. Your officer shoveled the path to the road so the paramedics could get up with the gurney to the ambulance. And then the officer said he would take out my trash to the curb even if asked. If I had any trash inside the house. He did this because my husband mentioned that he had not taken the trash outside and was worried about it. We will never forget his thoughtfulness and kindness that many would do what he did. We just wanted you to know what he did. Thank you and your officers and your staff for watching over Cedar Lake, Gary and Marilyn Dima. She also brought in some food and some drinks for us for that one, so, which was pretty awesome. Yes. This one, personal note on this one. I'll just read it to you. This is better, dear Bill Fisher, this is better late than never card. On Monday evening before Christmas, you signaled me to the side of 9 Mile Stretch in Crown Point where you were concerned that I did not have taillights on in my car. I was behind a vehicle on 9 Mile right by the high school, and there was absolutely no lights working at all. And I could see that it was an older lady. She had no taillights, no headlights, and it was dark outside. You stayed and gave me assistance to get my lights functioning. You were truly concerned about my safety. I thank you with my whole heart. The rest of the story goes beyond that stop. When I got home, I told my husband what had happened. I told him that I got stopped by Bill Fisher, the chief of police in Cedar Lake. Here's where pay it forward part of this story comes in. My husband is the chairman of the Crown Point Community Foundation Grant Committee. Right before I had walked in the door, Daryl had gotten a phone call from the Crown Point Community Foundation, had finalized their grant distributions, and your name and your department, along with the fire department, were the ones recipients of the grant to be presented to the local first responders. So she said, such a small world. Congratulations, you deserve it. Sincerely, Pat and Daryl Miller. That was pretty nice.
Pretty cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the last one I'm going to show you guys, we got this. Although we didn't do as much as the fire department did, and they did a lot. We got this brought to us. Picture. Yeah. So I think they did it for the both of us. We're gonna hang it up on the station, but as you guys can remember, we had the snow baby that the fire department delivered, which was outstanding and amazing. Did phenomenal work. Her and the family and the baby came in the other day to speak with Officer Corbin, who was taking care of the little one while you guys were delivering the baby. Unfortunately, he wasn't at work because I looked at the schedule wrong. So they're gonna come in next week and give him a card. But she presented this to us, which is a picture that Chief Wilkening and I and a bunch of members took that they put with the baby. And it says on this, to the heroes that came to our rescue during an Indiana snowstorm in the early morning hours of February 16th, 2021. We are forever grateful for the hard work you do every day. With love, Blizzard Baby, Aubrey Ray, and the Kerr family. So it was pretty cool. They brought that into us. So
The baby seems who was born in Cedar Lake deserves the key to the town.
I hear you. We'll have to talk to the council president. So that's all I have.
Did you have anything?
Yeah, I mean, we have the same pretty much amount of stuff that gets sent to us, but I don't bring it to the meeting.
I was told to.
Okay, I will. Didn't know.
Well, we need to acknowledge your minutes.
I will certainly do that.
People are nervous. They need to be acknowledged for it. Alrighty, staffing.
Board members, as you recall, when you did promotions back in August, you had decided that if a member that had been promoted didn't work out, that we would move forward with an additional member. And I am here to seek your approval to approve the promotion of Jake Kupenthal to the position of corporal.
Okay. We have to have a motion on
Yes,
that?
sir.
Okay, need a motion to approve Mr. Gonzalez's promotion to purple.
Almost.
Motion from Josh,
I'll second
second from Norm. Any questions? We'll have a roll call vote, please.
Josh Gobert,
it. Yes.
James Olthoff,
No.
Norm Stick,
Yes.
David Villalobos,
Yes.
Lester Capers.
Motion carries 4-1.
Very good. Corporal, or I mean, Officer Huppenthal, we will have the April 6th meeting in front of the town council where we'll officially make that thing. Okay, so that one, make sure your wife and kids are. Cool.
And
Congratulations.
And Mr. Altough would like to talk to you in private.
Yes,
Okay.
after the meeting, if you're still here. Are you working?
We should be done. We should be done a little early. So you can hang around. Congratulations. I think congratulations. All right. You have nothing in the staffing. We have new computer here.
Other than we need more staffing.
Finance.
All right, members, you got a copy of my finance. Let me pull it up here real quick. There's the purchase orders for the month. We had a black purchase for a retiree, Nagy's Automotive, for a coil replacement on unit 48. Seems to be a growing trend on these cars, on these older cars. Annual district dues, ammo purchase from Kiesler's. This purchase was done in February, but the projected date for our receiving of the ammo is not till December due to the shortage. I have 2 officers going to rifle instructor school. We ordered the vest carrier for Unit 53, which is Alexis Dills, and annual online training dues from Lexipol.
As you got my email the other day about our tool, the rescue tool that we got on the grant, we finally got it as of yesterday, got it in, we're getting it in the service, waiting on some mounting brackets for the go on the engine. The deals that you see in front of you, the chairs are for the duty crews. We replaced them finally after many years of them falling apart. 2 sets of bunker gear, just coats and pants for $5,700. Our motor went out on our compressor that keeps all the air up in our truck station, cost $1,700. The ambulance, our newest ambulance, 1261, had another air ride problem, which cost $3,200. And we had a speaker go out on one of our squads. For a grand total of $12,698 POs for the month of February. We also have quite a few POs coming up on equipment repairs. We will be traveling. Chief Mager and Chief Scolari will be traveling to Missouri to go look at the ambulance, which is part of the package deal with the ambulance to go visit it halfway through. So it's about half done when they go. What date was that? April 6th and 7th. April 6th and 7th. They'll be gone for 2 days. They're going to drive the sales is going to drive them down there, put them up in a hotel, take them to the plant. We'll do an inspection, come back, and then we get one more trip down there for final inspection, which those 2 will also attend.
Do we have to go pick it up?
No, they will deliver it. Yeah. The bid opening for the tanker with the township is coming up at the township trustee meeting. I can't remember the date. It's like the same. It's April 6th or 7th. Township trustee Toad has received about 6 bids right now, and for a 3,000 gallon commercial tanker to be used in the town and the township. So we should be seeing that. Depending on, we also asked for stock demo units to be included in that bid. So if any of those bids come back with a demo unit available, we could see the truck fairly quickly if it's awarded and it's the best price. If not, the truck will have to be built. It'll be at least 9 months. We're pretty excited about that. We really need a truck tanker. And then the squad that we were getting replaced, that Officer Machok worked his butt off on for us. Carl and Billy for the grants that we got. We're on back order because we like red, not white. So it takes a little longer to get a red truck.
Well, we haven't ordered them yet. Still waiting for the go ahead.
I was told they were 12 weeks.
They're 14 weeks plus another 6 for yours because it's going to be red. But as far as the
Thanks for that.
yeah, as far as the vehicle, I'm just waiting for the go ahead from the clerk treasurer's office.
This year, next time, we'll see that squad. Which is okay. We'll be replacing that Tahoe that has 139,000 miles on it. And it's rusting out.
I have a question on the Amazon purchase. It says 5 shares for fire department for $1,800, but
Yeah.
the thing, it says 4 shares.
8, 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Yeah. There was, we had to return them because they were the wrong chairs. And then when we returned them, we got the right chairs. We got an extra chair for the same amount of money.
So you got 9 shares total?
No, we only have 5 chairs.
It is towards the other. Oh, so I understand.
They billed us for it.
They billed you for 8 originally.
Yes, and then we sent them back, we only got
Got
five.
it. Well, I just have different numbers.
Yeah. I can understand. So we only got 5 triggers.
All right. And then grant.
Board members, Officer Machak received the grant from the Crown Point Community Foundation in the amount of $3,998, which is going for our stop sticks, which will complete us, correct, Mr. Machak? Yeah, so all of our patrol vehicles will have stop sticks in them for any vehicle issues or pursuits that we might have, so that we can put them down and take the air out of the tires. So those have been ordered next week, so we should see them next week. Once that happens, did you say that one is there's a demo one or a training, there's a training one in there, so we'll be able to bring that in and show them to you guys once we get them in. And all of the squad cars. One more time.
Whose vehicle are we gonna use?
They're demo, so you won't have to have your tires fixed. But we'll be able to show you that once we get on there, so.
I do, and I had one thing to, I report. We are also going to be replacing our thermal imaging camera, 2 of them. We're getting prices right now for them. It's in the line item, equipment line item budget. That we have to buy them, but we have one of our cameras that's really bad. We only have 2, so it's time to replace it. So we're getting prices on it. It'll be right around $4,000
Per camera?
for the one camera that we're going to replace.
So you're replacing one camera.
Right now,
You
yeah.
have a total of 2,
Yeah, we have 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
and one's bad.
one is
Bad.
and it's very old. So we need to replace it. That's the only large purchase I see, and our regular bunker gear replacement plan that we're doing.
Okay. Anything else, gentlemen?
Not good by name.
Okay, thank you. Full business, flexible policies, and police department.
Board, I need your approval to approve the 30 policies that you received that you had an opportunity to review, so that we can get them implemented into the police department's policies and procedures manual. Yeah. Any questions on them?
Is there line up for that on here somewhere?
Is there what?
Just right here,
Just flexible.
under the old business.
All right, I need a motion to approve Lexipol's police policies. No chapter it is.
Chapters 100, 200, 300, a few in 400. And I believe was there a couple in 600 right there?
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Norm. Second. Any questions?
And once we approve these, they take effect immediately?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They'll be online, correct?
The officers will get a notification. Well, they'll take effect immediately. The officers will get notification from Lexipol that they've been enacted, and we'll get an email for them, and then they'll accept them as they read them.
Okay.
As new policy.
All right.
And
Motion is second. Any
The
further
previous
questions?
policy is rescinded.
They will all be rescinded once we finish the book completely. So yes,
Okay, there won't be any conflict with us.
correct. That's why we're getting them done in the matter of time for doing it, so that I can get them out there so they can see them, get used to them as well, and then I can pull the old books back and discard them.
So are they given a time frame that they have to approve them within?
That they have to approve them? No, they have to, those officers, that they go right to their email, so they have to approve them as soon as they see them.
Well, you said they can read it. whatever.
Yeah, they'll review them. They'll have an opportunity to review them and accept them.
All right.
Maybe I misspoke there. The acceptance is that they've reviewed them,
Oh,
except that
okay.
they've, not that they're approving them, but that they're accepting that they've
So
reviewed.
as soon as they accept them, they're liable to follow the rules.
That's correct.
All right, roll call vote, please.
Joshua Govert,
Yes.
James Olthoff. Norman Stick,
Yes.
David Villalobos.
Yes.
Lester Caper.
Yes, motion carries 5-0. All right, the equipment updates.
I am just waiting on the approval from the clerk treasurer to go ahead. We will be ordering 4 vehicles for the police side, 3 Durangos and a truck, as well as 2 more vehicles, one Explorer, right? One Explorer for the fire side, that is a hybrid vehicle that we got through a grant, as well as a smaller vehicle, which was a Ford Escape, which is going to be used for code enforcement. As soon as we get that approval, that was a grant that Officer Machop got last year, a $50,000 grant, and the overage cost is about $17,000 total, $18,000 total in equipment. So we worked it out with the town, so we'll in essence get 2 vehicles for $18,000.
And are we giving all of these vehicles to the garage,
All of what vehicles?
all of the ones that are truly retired?
No, we're recycling them to other officers and getting rid of the old ones. One of the white trucks was decommissioned and given to the town hall for the new inspector. And then the other white truck will be given to the town hall once we get our trucks back. The truck that I'm replacing, which was Sergeant Moak's, got 120,000 miles on it. That's going to go to IT, so he does a lot of work at the fire department as well as at the public works garage, so he can go back and forth using that vehicle. The other vehicles that are going to be cycled out from the new Durangos will be going to the new rookies that we'll be hiring, especially the 2 that's coming up this summer. So
Okay, so we're keeping some.
we are definitely keeping some of them. We don't have enough to get rid of yet.
Equipment, Todd, anything other than the water truck?
No, that's, I think, I spoke out of line with the equipment, sorry.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get you in order here when we all figure out what we're doing with this apparatus here. Training update.
Members, you can see for the police department training updates, month of February, we had quite a bit of little training, individual classes, for a total of 122 hours so far this year. Most of them are online training classes that we're taking, that are just standardized.
Fire department, paramedics are going through their research now. A bunch of them are getting their recertifications done, which is some extensive training that they do. If you look at our training agenda, you'll see Stryker power load training. That's the new device that brings the patient into the ambulance. We had to teach our own people how to use that. It's really nice. We found that our cops like it a lot because they help us a lot with the cot. They're like, man, this thing's nice. So basically, we push the cot up to the device and got like a tongue that sticks out, and it grabs all of it and sends it right into the ambulance. So
The power loader.
power loader, that was what that was part of the EMS equipment that we bought and received not too long ago. That unit was our newest unit, which is unit 1261, was equipped with that device, and our brand new ambulance will have that device as well. Our oldest ambulance will not, but at least our 2 primary first out the door ambulances will have that. That will help us in back injuries and everything else. And then the cots that come with it are bariatric cots as well, are designed to take larger patients, which we've never had before in the past, to the hospital. They fit on the cot better. They're more comfortable. Because, the worst thing when you go to the hospital, if you're on that kind, especially if you're a bigger person, it is a terrible ride in the hospital. It's not comfortable. But these cots are heavy duty. They're designed to take a good beating. So we had to do quite a bit of extensive training on it. We also have some of our volunteers and also a few of our career guys, or career people that have not been certified yet to the Fire Officer 1 certification training in class. I think they just finished up. Correct me if I'm wrong, or they got another boss.
They're finished up.
They just finished up fire officer training. So at our department, we train everybody to the officer level. And obviously the engineering stuff, but the officer level is the next level in the fire service that is designed to prepare a firefighter to become a fire officer, line officer. The Indiana State Fire Marshal's Office is going to start a program for fire chiefs, like they do for police chiefs, and the state of Indiana police chief that gets put in a position as police chief has to go to police chief school. But in the fire side, they don't. So they're going to get ready to start that executive level training program as well. We're hoping to get it kicked off in January, which all of our chiefs will be attending eventually, just because we can all learn some new stuff.
And when do you mostly train on Monday?
We train on Mondays and we train every day. Our volunteers meet on Mondays, and then our career people train every single day. Our Marine unit trains on Saturdays out in the lake or in different locations. And our EMS training is done daily as well. So the duty crew officer has to, Chief Margaret puts a plan together for the training. They have to do a daily training after their chores. Typically after lunch, they do their training, and then as you can see, that's where a lot of the training in our report here is done, which is the daily training as well.
But you train on Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night training is for all career volunteers and part-time people to train together.
Do you mind if some of us come down today?
No, I don't mind.
If someone would like to stop by and
Sure, stop by. Bring a mask.
what time do you start? 6?
What time you want to be there? No, we start at 7. If you come at around 6:30, that's when we pretty much do briefings and stuff. If you want to get there earlier, there's people there.
All right, thank you.
We'll take you up in the ladder, Charlie, all the way 110 feet up here. Only.
Can I bring Bob along?
Bob, I already took Bob up there. I had my chances with Bob and I blew it. He liked it though. He was pretty impressed, I thought. Yeah.
All right, new business, police department monthly activity report.
Members, you get your monthly activity report for the month of February that we received through our Spillman. 761 total calls for service last month for a total of 1,600 this year so far. We had 119 state violations. Citations were issued. 194 warnings were issued last month. We had 28 total arrests, 62 charges, 36 were misdemeanor, 13 felonies, 13 were warrant unclassified, for a total of 60 arrests and 107 charges last month.
Todd, report.
Yeah, this
That's
report should be on your screen
Yeah.
as well. Okay.
It's if you look at the dots on the bottom of the screen, gentlemen, there's a small dot, the third dot from the left. If you touch that, it'll go right to your reports.
We had 143 calls for the month. And yearly, I'm sorry, this is the monthly total, I'm sorry.
145.
145, yeah, 143, I'm sorry. And you can see the breakdown, the different types of calls. Oh, they're dramatic. Currently, we're at 288 calls for the year, which didn't, for some reason, print out on this piece of paper. So where it says yearly totals, that should be 288 all at the bottom. That includes township and town calls. And typically it runs about 70% in the town, 30% in the township, or I'm sorry, 80% in the town, 20% in the township. We're starting to see more calls in the township. More and more because of the growth in the township as well. We have had a few calls in the schools out there this year, which has been kind of surprising. We really haven't seen that much of an increase in calls. But since they've been back to school, we've been out there quite a bit. So
So when it says sick person, that's something you can't diagnose as a heart attack or a baby, is that correct?
Sick person is kind of the catch-all EMS call. Because it's how the dispatcher actually codes it. Okay, and it could be anything from somebody that's got a headache to somebody that's feeling nauseous, stuff like that. It's about as detailed as it can get. This is from Spillman. And actually, Cliff is the one that prints this out every month for us as well as his department. So,
Usually the sick person one is they call 911 and say, I just don't feel good.
yeah,
So,
typically we're just giving them a ride to the hospital.
All right, we did the monthly activity reports. Is there anything other new business under police department?
no, sir.
Anything new, other new business under fire department? And the sheriff's report?
He will have it here next month, all 3 months combined.
Anything else? Okay, public comment? Carnahan, state your name and address.
Robert H. Carnahan, Cedar Lake Town Council, 128 57th Street. Chief Fisher, you mentioned the fact that the truck is going to the to the inspector. But it's my understanding that that will be an inspector and a code enforcer, that the code enforcer was moved to the town council, correct?
Mr. Eberly is working on that.
Okay, well, from what I've been told, that's where we stand, unless the council changes their mind.
That is correct, sir. The code enforcement officer was moved over last year to the town manager side, and then the council combined the code enforcement as well as the inspector's position into one. And we've been working to try to at least retain the code enforcement position, part-time position, due to the amount of citations she issued last year. And we're just now going to court on them because of COVID, as well as it being needed. So we've been working together to present something to the council. I believe Councilman Foreman is going to be presenting that to you all. But I would defer to Mr. Eberly as he is the town manager and it's his position. So
That's the first I've heard of this, so I was confused.
I believe it's going to come from Mr. Foreman, so you'd have to ask them.
Right, and Chief Wilkening, we had discussion that Franciscan St. Anthony's is going to eventually close, right?
Yes.
And do you know when that will take place?
No, there's well, they got to build a new hospital,
Right.
so they're projected a 3-year build out.
And you also indicated to me that it would take 3 minutes longer to get to the new facility compared to where they are right now.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Any other public comment? State your name and address for the record, please.
Joan Dixon, 711 West 132nd Place. No, I'm not giving you my email address. On February 20th, as it's been stated, I come from 3 generations of firemen, so I'm fully aware that these are special people, firemen and police, they're willing to give their lives to protect and serve us. But sometimes I think we take for granted that they step outside that boundary and they assist us in other ways. Mr. Rowe was able to attend his wife's funeral, which we all know we all need closure in a moment of such as that as death. And I greatly appreciate for them. I appreciate all they did to give him 2 holy names so that he could say goodbye to his wife. It was not only appreciated by those of us who care for Mr. Rowe, but it was also greatly appreciated by him. Then I also have a question. There's talking of executive session after this, but I did not see it posted anywhere.
Is the town council posting?
I didn't see it posted. So there is an executive session posted after this.
We have an executive, this board has an executive session, and then it's followed by a town council, police, or board of public safety director.
And that you do that all the time, or it's just
No,
it's
this is
posted?
special.
Okay. All right, because I just think it's like, where do you post it? I don't understand.
It's posted online and it's posted at the
Online, where?
doors.
I can find it.
Sarah?
It's under the town meeting.
It's posted on the what?
It's under town meeting.
Town meetings?
View town meeting.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. It might be, Mary Jo, it might be listed as a town council joint meeting. The town council
Okay, I see what
joint
you're saying.
executive
Okay,
session meeting.
alright, that might-
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, public comment twice. Public comment 3 times. Being none, I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I have a motion.
Plus,
Who seconded?
Josh,
Josh seconded. Roll call vote, please.
Josh Gobert,
Yes.
Jim Olthoff, Norm Stick,
yes.
David Villalobos,
Yes.
Charlie Caper.
Yes. Our next meeting is
Next meeting will be on.
April.
Next meeting is April 28th. April 28th.
April 28th.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. Meeting adjourned.